Welcome back, everyone. It's Doug in PA. It is Sunday, October 13th of 2024. And thank you for being here for my live stream. I really appreciate it. Today, we're going to talk about women who aren't using their college degrees. So the format of my live shows usually goes, I do an intro, we go to the crime files. The crime files are where I chronicle women who have been accused of, are being prosecuted for, or have been convicted of various crimes. So I have two stories to go through that. Then we're going to talk about women who don't use their degrees. So make sure to like the video, subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. It shows you support me, what I'm doing over here. And if you are watching after the fact, drop a comment. I really appreciate that because all the engagement goes far. I see Reiji Gamer here. Angel's waiting uh, in the back. I'll bring him in a second. But thank you, everyone, for being here. And I had a video that got a whole bunch of views on my channel. So I have a whole bunch of new subscribers. But thank you for being here. I'll give you a short introduction. I am Doug in PA. I'm a black male in my 40s. Before I started my channel, I would write and do research for bigger channels or bigger red pill channels that you all probably know about, but I'm not going to name any names. My brother is AJ's Rants and Raves. We are twin brothers. That's why our cadence and our stutter sounds the same. And him and another big red pill creator that convinced me to start my own YouTube channel. So thank you. I really appreciate everyone for watching my content. I should have did this sooner, but I think AJ might say the same thing. I have a stutter, and I didn't think that anyone would want to listen to what I have to say because I have a stutter. But then, honestly, I saw Fresh from Fresh and Fit, and I was like, bro, if he can do it, I can do it. Because let me say one last thing about the stutter thing. I'll never say it again. I've been working on my stutter my whole life, right? And it only comes out when I get tired or when I get really, really, really excited. And I can tell. I went to speech therapy, kindergarten all the way to senior year of high school. And so I know the techniques that you have to use to be able to get it under control. So when I see people like Fresh has never done anything to help his stutter. So when I see him fumbling through his words, it just pisses me off because I have a stutter myself. But yeah, so I kind of want to thank him because once again, I'm like, bro, if Fresh can get popular in the red pill space, I can do it. Anyway, once again, like the video, subscribe. We're talking about women not using their degrees. So before I get into that, I almost got a strike on my channel, guys. Let me bring Angel in here real quick. Angel, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, Doug, how you doing? Hi, everybody. Oh, Doug, I just want to mention a couple of things, though. Number one, I don't know if you know this, and anybody knows this. James Earl Jones, the late James Earl Jones, rest his soul. Before he became acting, though, he had a stuttering problem.
Oh
He was
yeah,
able to
yeah, he did.
he was able to overcome that, and now he
Yep.
wound up being the voice of Darth Vader. You know that?
He's one of the he's one of the most notable voices like
Yes.
in human history. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I read his story multiple times. Yeah, and
Oh
so
yeah.
and then it really is about the content that you put out. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
As long as you have quality content and you interact with your audience and you try to stay true, you speak proper English.
Yeah.
You should be able to connect with people. So, um,
Of course.
uh, it, how's it going on the campaign trail, my friend?
Well, I tell you, citizen, even though I'm not on as much, but I'm out there. And I'm out there for all the citizens like yourselves. And I'm campaigning really hard against the Orange Man and Kekla Kamala. Okay? And I'm gonna try my darnest to be up there to represent you citizens. Thank you. Thank you.
his his campaign headquarters moved from New York City to you're in Nevada, right?
Summerlin, Nevada. Yes.
Rock and
Yes.
roll, man. Yeah, boy.
Yes. Yes. And as far as I'm
Right?
concerned, though, the city can just sink. I don't care anymore. So, I'm
Well,
on someplace new, and that's it. So,
Well, they said that with the way the hurricanes are going, New York City could have a regular hurricane season where the subways can flood. So imagine that New York City is a toilet that's literally about to get flushed every single year.
Yeah. Well, hey, whatever, whatever. So,
So I'm gonna say hi to Conquering Wanderer, Paddlefoot. Good to see you. So I had a video get like 55 some thousand views on my channel, right? Where I reacted to this woman, and you know what? A lot of people are like, oh yeah, I'm not going to give her any shine. You know, I'm going to show it because you know I'm going to say thank you to this woman. You know, she went to a Cynthia G mixer, uh, and hold on one second, and hold on one second. Okay, so I did this video here. Here it is. It's right here.
That was the 6'6".
And this just took off, man. Look at that. 56,000 views, right? And so I did this video, I threw it together, right? And then I went to sleep and all of a sudden it had like 30,000 views. I was like, "Oh my goodness," right? And so got it. Okay. And so this woman right here, I'm going to take the high road. Someone put a comment saying, "Oh, some guy is reusing your video and has like 30,000 views." So she's like, "I'm gonna take care of it." So I woke up and I had a reuse of content strike on my channel. I was like, "What?" Because of this video. So I had to appeal it. It went through. So thank you, YouTube. I appreciate it. They were gonna demonetize my channel for like 90 days, but
oh wow.
I did an appeal. It went through. And you know, I'm gonna take the high road. Amber Jaylee, thank you for posting this video. I really appreciate it. Thank you for telling us what happened with a Kendra G mixer because I ain't ever going to something like that. Would you ever go to something like that, Angel?
Well, you mean like she has like a dating show, right? That kind of thing. Is that what it is?
Yeah. So
No, man, that's a waste. Listen. Let me put it to you this way: shows like that, and the pop balloon thing, though, all that is a waste of time. I've seen that. That's all. That's a waste of time. You understand? To look for somebody, and these women, they all have unbelievably, I don't know, mind-blowing expectations, though. That I don't know. It's probably like coming out of like a cartoon or something. Because I don't understand that.
Yeah, dude.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm 59. I'm gonna be 59 next month. And I never came across any woman like the way it is now, in which these women, they have like these, I don't know, stratospheric, delusional ideas about what their quote unquote real man is, and then they keep moving the post. They want 6 feet, 6'2", 6'9", 10 feet, 50 feet. I mean, how far do you want to go?
50 feet, Angel.
I don't know. They might. I don't know.
I know
Because
maybe not now, but in like 5 years, maybe.
Whatever I don't know. It's whatever their delusional takes them. You know, that's what it is. And to me, it's like it's madness. I don't get that. Nothing you could do about height. You only grow up to a certain time, and then that's it. Yep. Your weight you could do something about, but not your height. You can't. So what? I mean, what are you gonna do? I mean, you know, are scientists gonna create men that are like 10, 20, 30 feet? I mean, that's ridiculous.
They do have that
man.
surgery where you can lengthen your leg bones. It just costs like $80,000, and then you ruin your legs because your legs have to retrain the muscles because now you're walking differently. Anyway, but no guy's gonna want to do that. Whiteout, good to see you, my friend. Yeah. So anyway, just to recap,
I think I'm 5'11". I'll stay 5'11". I'm good. Thank you. I'm all right.
Just to recap, this young lady tried to strike my channel. I beat it with an appeal, and that's all I'm gonna say about it. Because once again, I can get pretty petty sometimes, but I'm just gonna take the high road because I beat the strike, and I'm getting a lot of money off my video. So anyway, Amber, whatever the heck your name is, it's sad that you tried to strike my channel for reuse of of content. But I'm gonna say once again, thank you for going to that mixer. Thank you for filming this video, because a lot of people, well, 56,000 people were curious as to what a Kendra G mixer was like, and you gave us all the tea. So I wish you well, Amber, whatever your name is. I hope your channel keeps going, and maybe I'll cover some of your more of your content in the future, or you can cover mine. Who knows? All right.
Wow.
I'm
Listen, Doug,
gonna
just
try to
remember.
strike my channel. Come on now. Come on.
Jesus H. Christ.
Come on
Yep.
now.
Yeah, I don't get that either, though. But remember this. Even if it's a movie, Obi-Wan took the high road, and look what happened.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Look what happened. Yeah, he took the high road. He took the high ground, and guess who won out of that? All right, then. Okay, enough said.
Yep.
So tonight you got the high road, and you win anyway. So you're good.
Yeah. Most of the time, but with people that are I've only had a couple people that have a conflict with me, but I know you're not supposed to give them clout or anything, but I'm honestly grateful that this woman put this video up. Anyway, on to the next phase. We are going to talk about the crime files here. And the crime files are videos on my channel where I chronicle women who have been accused of, are being prosecuted for, or are convicted for certain crimes. I have 2 cases here. So let me hit the theme song here. I'm gonna hit it one more time.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, we have a case here where this female officer put this woman in the back of a patrol car, but the patrol car was sitting on train tracks. And the woman who was in the car got hit by a train in the police car.
Jesus H. Christ.
Yeah, man. Yep.
Oh my goodness. Are you serious?
Yep. So what's this?
What? Officer in
Wait,
leaving
is
handcuffed
this
woman in a car hit by train. Oh my god. And the woman survived?
Hold on. Let me there's actually one where because she just got convicted. So I thought that this was the one. Just wasting time.
Unbelievable. Left her in the car.
Yeah, hold on one second, guys, because she just got convicted.
New in the last hour, the former officer who put a woman in a police car before it was hit by a train learned she will not spend time in jail for her 2 misdemeanor convictions.
The incident happened nearly 1 year ago near Fort Lupton during a...
Decline Management, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. And thank you for the $4 super sticker. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Road rage traffic stop. That woman survived the train collision while in the police vehicle. Investigative reporter Jeremy Hohola was in the courtroom when the sentence was just handed down. And Jeremy, no jail time. Was that a bit of a surprise?
Yeah, that's right, Steve. It was a bit of a surprise. The former officer here almost got jail time. The judge actually said today he was actually considering jail time before he took the bench today, but it's quite apparent he changed his mind on the bench while hearing some pretty heavy and emotional testimony from former officer Jordan Steinke.
Gee, you see that, guys?
She got away with it.
Jail time because she's, after he heard her testimony, she's probably crying. I'm a woman. I didn't, only women can cry their way out of jail time, right, guys? Let me give that and she avoided jail time. Come on now.
Thanks to Judge Simp.
Yep. If this was a man, he would have been straight to prison. Straight to prison. No ifs, ands, or buts, you guys.
He would have had life.
Yep.
At least.
I mean, he's still a cop, so the sentencing would have been shorter. He probably would have got 5 to 10 years, I'll bet.
Yeah.
Okay, so
but still, the point is that she got away with it. That's the problem.
Yep. Here's the actual video. Watch.
Jordan Steinke was working as a Fort Lupton police officer last year when she placed a woman in the back of a police car on tracks. We all saw what happened after that.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. Let's rewind that.
Officer Jordan Steinke. Jordan Steinke was working as a Fort Lupton police officer last year when she placed a woman in the back of a police car on tracks. We all saw what happened after that. A freight train collided with the police car with the woman inside. That woman, Yoreni Rios, survived with numerous broken bones while the criminal case against the two officers involved in this traffic stop began. Jordan Steinke was convicted of misdemeanor assault and misdemeanor recklessness this summer. This conviction means
Misdemeanor, guys. A freaking misdemeanor.
That's what happened.
No felony, no nothing. This should have been like attempted manslaughter or something like that. What do you guys think that the charges should have been for this? But put in the chat. Come on now. Yikes.
she can never be a police officer. Her attorney tried arguing to the judge the fact that she's losing her position as a police officer along with her heavy grief.
And that should be punished. See, I knew it. That should be punishment enough.
And remorse is punishment enough. In the end, the judge gave former officer Jordan Steinke 30 months of supervised probation and a requirement to get a mental health evaluation. Here's some of what Steinke had to say before the court.
First up, guys, AJ's Rants and Raves has a great series on how women police officers are useless. So go to his channel. He has a whole, I think he has like 5 or 6 of those now. Now, my position, I used to think this too, but then AJ started posting all this body cam footage of drunk 304s, and we need female police officers because one, male police officers have to protect themselves around these women, and two, the only thing better than a male cop hot saucing some 304 or giving her the freaking taser is a female cop hot saucing a 304 and hitting them with a taser. Let's see what this girl had to say
today.
I wish I could see her eye to eye right now. For that, I am so sorry. As a police officer, I never intended for another human to come to harm under my watch. I feel very much responsible for what happened to you that night. And I accept the court's decision to hold me accountable.
Never trust a woman who's crying in public or in front of people, guys. Women can literally turn those tears on and off at a whim, especially when it's advantageous to them. Do not trust a woman crying in public. Don't do it. Nobody cares harder. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
My hope is that everyone who was involved with this situation can find healing and happiness.
Now, as part of her sentence to 30 months supervised probation, which is actually about 2.5 years, she will also have to do 100 hours of public service. Steinke said to the court she plans to use this experience to educate law enforcement officers about the dangers of parking on railroad tracks during traffic stops. In the meantime, the other officer here, Officer Pablo Vasquez, who parked the car on the train tracks, he's still facing a criminal case. He's facing multiple misdemeanor charges.
I'm going to have to check on him and see if he gets a harsher punishment. I guarantee you he's going to get a harsher punishment than she is. Yep. It's how it's going to work. I'm calling it right now.
Yep. Yeah, that's right. I agree.
Conquering Water says crocodile's probably better. I agree.
Yep.
Client management says she should have gotten 10 years. I agree. Nobody cares harder says BS. Ragey Gamer calls her a menace to society. I would agree.
Exactly.
Who needs to be educated to not park on train tracks? Exactly, right? Come on now.
His case is still pending. We'll see what happens with him, possibly by the end of this year. Live in Greeley, Jeremy Hohola, 9 News.
Yeah, and with those civil cases pending as well, we'll still be talking about this for a while. Jeremy, thank you.
So she has a civil case. So I guarantee you, she has a civil case, and then she has a civil case against the police department. Because, guys, getting hit by train track, getting hit by a train in a cop car. That sounds to me about a $4.5 million judgment for the police department to me, right? What's a nice round figure to you guys? Put it in the chat. I say about a 4.4, 4.5. What about you, Angel?
5 mil. 5 mil or maybe 5 to 10 mil at least, because she's gonna have that trauma, I'm guessing, for the rest of her life of sitting in that car and seeing the lights and the train coming at you.
Yep,
that's my guess, though. So that's
and having
continuous.
a brace for impact, because she was just sitting there. She could see it, and there's nothing she could do about it. She couldn't get out of the back because first off, she's handcuffed. Second off, you can't open the back doors like that idiot. Remember that the idiot that freaking AJ covered, where that woman offered him sex to get out of whatever.
The police officer. So he locked himself in.
He got in the back of the car and locked himself into the back of the car. Did you guys in the chat see that?
Yeah.
You know what? I might just hold on 1 second. Well,
what a moron!
If we have time at the end, I'll show that one. But what a freaking idiot, dude! Come on now. All right, and then this next one here is really, really crazy. Woman jailed for deleting parents and hiding bodies in family home.
Jesus H. Rock.
Let's get into this one.
Oh boy, it's gonna get ugly.
You'll have seen footage like this many times.
The police.
A police raid, all standard so far.
Stay where you are.
This is Victoria McCulloch, 36, arrested for
suspicion of murder against Jonathan McCulloch and Lars McCulloch.
Oh, so British cops, they can have tasers, but they don't have firearms. Okay, because homeboy has a taser right there.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
John and Lois are her parents. Where are they? People asked for years. On holiday, unwell, moved away. That's what Victoria told friends, neighbours, doctors, and the police. Back to the hallway of the house on the 15th of September last year.
So on the 15th of September of last year till freaking that's when she got arrested.
Is there anything in the pocket we should know about?
Yes, there is. Can I take you to it?
No, you can tell me.
McCulloch, incredibly calm, pretty much coordinating the process of her own arrest.
I need to tell you something about what's upstairs on the top floor as well.
Note the fresh flowers in an odd place. Half a painted wall, a browning cracked ceiling. In the uninviting kitchen, bit by bit, she reveals what she's been living with for 4 years.
4 years? What the heck? Oh my goodness.
Jesus H. Rock.
And that's the thing about cases like this, and then like the whole Jeffrey Dahmer thing, the smell. How do you get used to this? Like one thing that a lot of cop shows downplay is like the smell of a crime scene. I remember my worst job I had. I was in my late teens, and I used to have to fry chicken at a grocery store and do those rotisserie chickens, and you can't put meat in the compactor with regular trash. So they had a meat compactor. So at the end of the night, whatever was left over, I had to throw away. And when you open the door to that meat compactor, man, you've never smelled anything worse. So imagine what bodies smell like, guys. Could you imagine? Oh my goodness.
My dad's body's in there.
Right, okay. Where we find your mum?
Okay, so upstairs there are about 5 wardrobes.
Yep.
It's behind the bed, but back next to the sink.
You see how calm she is saying this? Yeah. Good Lord. Guys, okay, one of the reasons why I do the crime files on my channel is because when men do crimes, we don't give them the benefit of the doubt that they're bad because they're just men. But women, even this woman, what caused her to do this? What did her parents do? Maybe she was in an abusive relationship with a man. What kind of trauma did she have? There are just evil people out there, men and women.
Yep.
We still give women this benefit of the doubt. The ultimate equality is treating women with the same amount of treating them like men, and it's just like this. No mercy, no remorse. This woman should be buried under the jail. Because men, we are not going to get fairness. We're not. So it's time for women to be treated with the same amount of unfairness as we treat men.
And the banal manner in which she shares these horrific details are punctuated with the most everyday moments.
Purpose of your arrest. Purpose of your arrest is...
McCulloch poisoned her 70-year-old father with prescription medication and beat her 71-year-old mother with a hammer, then stabbed her.
Oh my God, you guys. I didn't know all this was in here.
Jesus H. Christ.
God. Ah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Brutal. And this is for 4 years. This is 4 years ago.
Concerns for their welfare were raised in September 2023 by a GP at their registered practice. A safeguarding team at Essex Council then contacted the police.
McCulloch lied about almost every aspect of her life, maintaining a charade to deceive everyone close to her and clearly take goodwill. She is an intelligent manipulator who chose to kill her parents callously without a thought for them or those who continue to suffer as a result of their loss.
Back in the kitchen.
Hold on 1 second, guys.
There's an awkward silence. Then,
Cheer up, at least you caught the bad guy. I deserve to obviously get whatever's coming sentence-wise, because that's the right thing to do. And that might give me a bit of peace.
her casual demeanour does not tally with the tale of desperation pieced together by Essex police. A woman hiding her financial black hole from her parents, giving them false assurances about jobs and future prospects. At the police station, a glimpse of something deeper.
So next bit is very hard to talk about. That's probably the most grisly detail.
The hammer she used to kill her mother.
It's in the middle underneath the stairs. It will still have blood on it. It's rusted, but it will still have blood traces on it.
Virginia McCulloch has been sentenced to life in prison, an eventuality she told police she'd been expecting for a long time.
I guess she didn't care though. Hey, Pyro. Doug? Oh, Doug. We lost Doug. There he is. Doug? Okay. Probably Doug will be back soon, I guess. Probably has some technical difficulties. Pyro, we were just looking at this woman, a British woman who killed both her parents.
You hear me okay?
Right? Oh, hey, yeah. Now we got you. Go ahead.
Your microphone unplugged, and then it plugs back in, so I had to go back out. But yeah, man.
Oh, okay.
Like I thought that somehow she was gonna weasel her way out of it, but I'm glad that she didn't. Yeah, but guys, women, like I don't think that they're ready for the amount of unfairness in the system when it comes to men, because that is the goal. Once again, men will never get fairness, so equality means it being unfair for women. So anyway, on to the feature presentation here. So this is what kind of inspired the live stream today. this is a type of chaos when it comes to women and their degrees. And remember, as she's talking, her whole journey is costing her money. Guys, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. All donations are appreciated. And let's get into this woman's little journey here, because most people aren't using their degrees, and this girl definitely isn't.
Let's take off my makeup and I will tell you the story of how I wanted to go into the medical field but ended up in the beauty field. I'm Filipino. Everybody was like, did your parents want you to be a nurse? No, they didn't want me to be a nurse. I decided after high school, like, I want to try to get into nursing school. I got into a university for nursing school.
Now she's gonna put makeup on.
They all do, man. But you know what? It's so bad. We have a tier system, okay? Makeup is like the one that I care least about. Unless they're putting like $600. Well, I don't know now, because I've seen some sorcery though. Like regular makeup videos is fine, but if they, if they go from if they look like RuPaul by the end of the video, I got a problem. They're putting it's modern day sorcery, man. If they're putting $400 worth of foundation and makeup on, but yeah, makeup's not that bad. Eating is the worst. Driving is the worst. I hate when they're driving and doing TikToks. I can't stand it. So there is worse than makeup.
Expensive, so we were like, my parents were like, we can't afford that. So I stayed home and I went to a university like local to home. This is about to look crazy right now. Oh my god, what I'm using. They didn't have nursing, so I was like, okay, whatever. How can I get into nursing? They told me be a public health major. After a semester, I was like, you know what? This is kind of expensive, so let me go to community college, finish my prereqs, and then we'll see where I will go from there. Did my prereqs, and I changed my mind. I said, you know what? I don't want to be a nurse anymore. This honestly looks like a lot of work. You know what took me out?
Did you hear that? You see, she said, I did my prereqs. I don't want to be a nurse anymore because it looks like a lot of work. Modern women, guys. Modern women.
Anatomy class took me out. I was taking so many exams and I could not get anything higher than like a D. You know what? If I can't do basic anatomy, maybe I shouldn't be a nurse. So I decided, let's go into the psych field. And everybody and their mom warned me, like psych field is hard to make money. And I was like,
and why is that, guys? Why would she choose the psych field? Why do most people choose the psych field, Angel?
Because it's not really heavy work. It's not hard work.
Because it's easy. That's why. It's easy. Yeah. And then there's also a thing I heard where people that get bachelor's and master's degrees in psychology, either everyone around them is crazy and they're trying to understand the crazy, or they're crazy themselves. Most of the time, man, I'm telling you.
So isn't that something? Hey, Doug, isn't that something? The psychopaths want to be psychologists.
and let's talk about this real quick. How many counselors, social workers, psych women are out here trying to give advice, but their lives are a complete freaking mess?
Oh man! Oh, forget it, man.
Especially the ones who are over 35 and smash into that wall. All these women want to give you advice, but their lives are in the gutter, man. Ugh.
I'm sure like I could figure it out. I was going to community college. I became an ABA, which is a behavioral therapist, or kind of like an aid for students that are on the spectrum or have autism. Probably a year or a year and a half. I don't remember. And at the time, I was getting paid really good because I was working in the LA County, and I was getting paid good at the time. Because at the time, at that job, I was getting paid probably around $16 to $17 an hour. I get to transfer and I go to Cal State Fullerton. Still a psych major. So when COVID happened, I couldn't even work my campus job anymore. So I was like, oh my gosh, there's no way I could be an ABA right now. Let's learn a new skill. And that is where I learned how to do eyebrows, because I got my eyebrows done and I was like, ooh, that looks cool. Graduation was coming and I was like, all right, I got to figure out what I'm going to do now. So I started looking into those ABA jobs again. I was looking at jobs in Orange County and I applied to so many. Everyone was like, I can offer you basically minimum wage, which at the time was probably around $15. Now,
And first off, in Orange County, that's nothing. Like $15, $16 an hour is like $5 an hour. Two,
Yeah,
guys,
it's expensive out there, man.
Angel, do you remember what a MRS degree is?
Oh man, I read about that. I forgot.
Okay, in the 60s, right? They came out with like bachelor's degrees in marketing, advertising, where women can go to college, meet a man, and then learn skills to be able to benefit her man's business or his man's whatever, right?
Okay.
22% of women are in STEM degrees. So all the rest of them are getting what in the 50s and the 60s will be called MRS degrees. And companies have had to create billion-dollar industries around MRS degrees. There are probably so many women with psychology degrees looking to be behavioral analysts that's used out of luck. Yeah. All these women with human resources degrees and business management degrees. Those were degrees made for you to go to college to find a husband, not to actually try to make money doing it. That's what MRS degrees are.
and I was like,
Yeah.
2020. I was like, how come 2 years ago I was making like $16, $17 an hour and all you guys can offer me is like minimum wage? I don't use my degree. I graduated. I have a bachelor's in psychology. I use my certifications from becoming a cosmetic tattoo artist, and that's what I do now. I was in school for like 5 years, so I was like, I'm done.
5 years to get a psychology degree.
Jesus H. Christ.
And who knows how much debt she's in? Who knows?
Oh, forget it.
And she does nails and lashes and eyebrows. Ugh.
Beauty industry. Now I teach students. I do eyebrows. I do lips. I do tooth gems, and I'm happy. And I'm my own boss. So, am I gonna go back and do minimum wage and, get paid dirt for working with students that really need help? I would love to work with students that really need help and children that really need help, but until the pay is what people in that industry deserve, I'm staying in the beauty industry. Thank you.
There you go. So videos like that are what inspired this live stream today. Let me show one more, and then I'll get into some of the articles here. Steve M in the house. Always good to see you, my friend. And guys, Monmouth University is in Jersey, isn't it? Angel?
Monmouth, I think so. Monmouth, yeah.
$47,000 a year. $47,000 a year. Let's see how she got a degree from there, and is it going to use it? Watch.
Let this be the realest of real videos that comes on your For You page today. Look at what I'm holding. I'm holding my degree. I graduated in May 2022 from Monmouth University.
Oh, have to stop it. Kenford Julian from the bottomless pit of New York City. How you doing, my brother? Carlos X in the house. Man, we got the whole band here. Let's go.
University. My major in psychology and my minor in chemistry. And guess.
Let me start it over real quick for the new people.
Let this be the realest of real videos that comes on your For You page today. Look at what I'm holding. I'm holding my degree. I graduated in May 2022 from Monmouth University, my major in psychology and my minor in chemistry. And guess what? I am not using my degree like 99% of everybody else. And do you really want to know a secret? I actually never opened this, so I don't even know what my degree looks like underneath. But to humble myself, I am going to take a look. Oh, all right, cool. Just another piece of paper. I remember 18 years old when I did apply to Monmouth University, and I've always wanted to be a psychiatrist, but I just never went through with it. During COVID, I had a little bit of a moment where I was like, you know what, I need to get back to the social media game, but I was also so shy and very insecure of myself, so I just never did. Until my post-gap year college graduation. I am sharing this part of myself because I feel like it is so important to know that if you feel like you're in a stuck position right now, whether you're graduating college this year or whether you don't know if you want to go to college this year, take this as your sign that You have to make a choice that is best for you, even if it
But the thing about it is all these choices are costing you hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's the problem. You see, women can do well. First off, you saw her drinking her kombucha, so that's all you have to know about this chick, right?
Kombucha.
Right? Number one. Number two,
Kombucha.
these free spirit types, guys, they will cost you time and money more than any other chick. People want to talk about the high maintenance baddies. Free spirits are almost as bad. Almost as bad, because you're going to spend your time and money because she lacks structure and she goes off of her feelings.
Yeah, that's true.
Women's feelings cost men more money than anything else on this planet, man.
No, it's true. That's true.
People try to say, box costs a lot of money, and it does. But I put women's feelings first. Cost a lot of money. Box comes second.
Yeah, it's true, Doug. It's true, because the thing is, I think that's true, because the thing is, if a woman feels like, well, I don't want to be married to my husband anymore, and guess what? That's gonna send out a tailspin, to send the husband into practically bankruptcy, as it is, though, and that's all it takes.
Yeah,
and she gets away with it, though, and she gets paid for her feelings.
Yeah, you got it. Or I feel like you're not doing enough in the relationship. I feel like you're not trying hard enough. I feel like a real man would do this. I feel like I need a nicer car. I feel like we need a bigger house. I feel like you're not measuring up to your responsibilities. I feel. Guys, I'm telling you, watch out. Ugh.
And with these free spirits, forget it, man. They lean on their feelings like, it's like you must well be throwing dice and then take a chance,
Yep. And guys, logic is forever. Feelings are fleeting. Any decision you make based upon feelings, when those feelings go away, you can regret those decisions. President 48 United States says all college degrees and university degrees will be totally useless and no value with AI, robots, technology. Migrants and immigrants for cheap labor, plus only U.S. Congress can get rid of student loan debt. Yep. Everything you said. There you go.
If it is the hard choice. My whole life I thought I was going to be a doctor, and now here I am creating content full time.
There it is, guys. There it is. All these women think that content creation and social media is going to get them out of having to do what adults have had to do since time immemorial. This woman is going to have to get a real job. She's going to be 35 and 40 doing it. Oh, my content creation. Okay, sure. Just like all these useless degrees, content creation and social media is being saturated by women just like this.
Steps to get here was not easy, and still to this day, like, I'm so stressed out. And one of the cons of being a full-time content creator is you never actually know if it's going to work out. It's very unpredictable. But you want to know what else is unpredictable? Working a 9 to 5. You could get laid off at any moment. What I'm basically trying to say is nothing in your life is actually predictable. I went to college, got a degree, and ended up not using it. And did I predict that? No. Instead, I learned.
I could have. If you'd have told me that you were going to school for a degree in psychology. Am I taking crazy pills here? Guys, I'm telling you, all you have to do is Google how much money can I make with a bachelor's degree in psychology? What is the job market like? Come on now.
Learn to level up my mindset, figure out like what I am passionate about, and that is what I will share on my platforms today. I don't call it a dream life, I call it an action life, because you have to use action to make those dreams a reality. Life is a marathon, not a sprint. No matter what, I'm still always going to be proud and happy that I have this degree, because it is still what is a part of me and what made me make choices to get to where I am today.
Yeah, she's not going to be saying that when the Sally Mae bill is due. I can tell you that right now. She's probably saying this with her student loan debt and deferment still. But wait till she has to make that first payment. All right, so let's get to some hard facts here about using degrees. So here's 10 facts about today's college graduates. Just having a bachelor's degree remains an important advantage in many sectors of the U.S. labor market. College graduates generally out-earn those who have not attended college. At the same time, many Americans say they cannot afford to get a four-year degree or that they just don't want to. Okay. Nearly 4 in 10 Americans aged 25 and older have a bachelor's degree, a share that has grown over the past decade. As of 2021, 37.9% of adults in this age group have a bachelor's degree, including 14.3% who obtained a graduate degree or a professional degree. So that's up by 7.5% since 2011. An additional 10.5% have an associate's degree. About 4 in 10 Americans aged 25 and older have a high school diploma. Okay. In reversal, women are now more likely than men to graduate from college. In 2021, 39% of women aged 25 and older had a bachelor's degree or more education, compared with 37%. The gap in college completion is even wider among adults 25 to 34. 46% of women in this age group have at least a bachelor's degree, compared with 36% of men. Guys, if this were in reverse, what would they call this? What would they call it? They call it some kind of gap between men and women. But because men are behind, they don't care. In fact, they might even call this a crisis, right? If there were 10% more men graduated than women, we hear all sorts of stuff about it. But because women are outpacing men, no one cares. Oliver Kenneth, good to see you, my friend. He says, guys, I'm going to get that new influencer degree at Scam College from the Gullible. 100% true. Guys, I did a video on my channel about how two modern women are getting useless degrees. And this woman, she's a content creator since she was 15, and she's like 25 now. She's a Bachelor of Fine Arts in acting from some school in California, and she's getting a master's degree in social media marketing. You guys, social media marketing. Now, I know you're thinking,
holy Jesus, what is that? What the fuck is that?
That's another one of those. That's another one of those degrees that came out of nowhere. And I have to give this girl pregnant credit. I'm sorry. that was a slip. Jeez.
That came out wrong.
I have to give this girl credit. She said that, look, I'm in the social media marketing master's program. I've been in it a year. I ain't learned nothing useful, because they try to tell you all about the different algorithms on TikTok and all this different stuff, whatever. She said, I've been in content creation for 10 years. You have to keep putting out content until something hits. And you can try to make a model for that all you want. But so she's like, I'm going to finish my degree because I already started it, but you will not learn anything worth a dang when it comes to a master's degree in social media marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was honest. I got to give her credit. Okay. So about a third of men who haven't completed 4-year degrees of college say that they just didn't want to get a degree. Okay. So there are racial and ethnic differences in college graduation patterns, as well as the reasons for not completing a degree. So Asians have the highest, white people, Black people, and then Hispanic. Right? Only Carlos. No, man, I'm telling you, no kids here, guys. No. It says, no. I posted that video of that woman in poverty, or those people in poverty, and that one girl had a whole bunch of kids. It says only 62% of students who start a degree or certificate program finish their program within 6 years. Only 62%. Track first-time college students who enrolled in fall of 2015 with the intent of pursuing a degree or certificate. The degree completion rate for this group was highest among students who started at a 4-year private or nonprofit schools, and the lowest are people who started at a community college. So business is the most commonly held bachelor's degree, followed by health professions. According to the Center for Education Studies, about a fifth of the roughly 2 million bachelor's degrees conferred in 2019 and 2020 were in business administration or business management. Yikes. Health professions and related programs were the second most popular field. The least common bachelor's degrees were in military technologies, applied sciences, library sciences, and precision production. I didn't know that library science and precision production were still a thing. Okay.
I never heard of it.
Yeah, I know, right? There's a growing earning gap between young college students and their counterparts without degrees. We all know that like a person with a bachelor's degree on average earns like 1.5 million more than someone that doesn't. The unemployment rate is lower for college graduates than for workers without a bachelor's degree, and that gap widened as a result of the cough. We all know that. Recent college graduates are more likely than graduates overall to be underemployed, and that is working in jobs that typically do not require a degree. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, as of December 2021, 41% of college graduates ages 22 to 27 were underemployed, compared with 34% among all college graduates. The underemployment rate for recent college grads rose in 2020 as the cough outbreak strained the job market. As of the end of 2021, only 34% of underemployed graduates aged 22 to 27 worked what the Fed defined as good non-college jobs, so those paying at least $45,000 a year. When it comes to income and wealth accumulation, first-generation college graduates lag substantially behind those with college-educated parents. It's because the market is saturated with so many people with non-STEM degrees. That's why. And then most Americans with college degrees see value in their experience. Majority of graduates said their college education was extremely or very useful when it came to helping them grow personally and intellectually. So 79%, opening doors to opportunities, 70%, and developing specific skills and knowledge that can be used in the workplace, 65%. Yep. So that's where we're at, you guys. Let's get back to some more of these TikToks here.
People are always like, oh my God, like you don't use your engineering degree. Don't you?
She doesn't use her engineering degree.
Jesus H. Christ.
Regret like working so hard, getting the degree, like struggling, all for you to like have your own business completely unrelated to engineering. Like, doesn't it feel like a waste? And I'm like, I will forever mention and try to bring up the fact that I have an engineering degree, and it will never get old, no matter what I
See, you hear that, guys? You hear that? In my opinion, if you have an engineering degree and you don't have a job as an engineer, you do not get credit for it. And that's one of the problems with a lot of these modern women, guys. They'll get, any kind of degree, and even when they're at home working, even when they're at home taking care of the kids, or you're in a blue collar job and make more money than them, they want the respect of doing a job that they're not doing. No, young lady, you are not an engineer if you're not working as one. And it's like that. Have you guys seen on like Fresh and Fit and a bunch of other Red Pill podcasts that freaking OF lawyer? She went to law school, but she has those big old jugs, and she does OF now. And she insists, no, I'm dead serious. I'm a lawyer. You freaking you bust it open online for $9.99 a month. You don't get that respect. This is modern women. I will not stop telling people I have an engineering degree, although I do content full time, or OF or some garbage. Come on now. And with men, we don't give, like, we know we have to earn that respect. And once you get it, like, you want to hold on to it. But women just think that all this respect should just be given to them. Ugh, come on now.
what I do, no matter where I am, no matter who I'm talking to. I'm an engineer at heart, and I will have so much pride and milk the shit out of that. So no regrets. It's still relevant, and it will always be relevant.
Guys,
I think you know what I think. I think these women today. I don't know. I don't know if they're nuts or what. But I don't know. I don't understand how you can go and just sit there and just make a claim about that. That's like me saying, well, you know, I have a degree in computer engineering though, but I'm a computer engineer even though I'm working for Chick-fil-A. That doesn't make any sense. I don't get that. I mean, if you work there, you work there. Wherever you work, that's your title. And I don't know. They feel like whatever they do, it has to be an accomplishment, so they have to have credit. Give birth, that's credit.
Yeah,
You do
everything
this,
men
get credit.
do, everything men do is just whatever. But everything women do is superhuman. Guys, this woman, either Kenyan or Ethiopian, I don't know, but she broke the world record for the women's marathon, right? And she was still like 20 minutes behind the no, she was still like 11 minutes behind the fastest man. So people were like, oh yeah, it may be because if you read the article, she's like she ran the fastest marathon ever, and the guys are like, no, the fastest guy did it 9 minutes faster. They're like, well, why don't you just let her have her moment? Let her have her side. It's because you guys need to understand, women will never achieve physically what men do ever. Even if you try to put it in any kind of context. And we have to remind these women, because a lot of women think that the toughest person on the planet is a woman, like the best fighter is a woman, or the fastest runner is a woman, or the person that no. It's just like gymnastics. There's nothing Simone Biles can do that any average male gymnast can't do. It's crazy, you guys. Garrett Grant in the house. Always good to see you. 8-Bit Banger. Good to see you. Yeah. I'm gonna show you one more engineering one
again, which is crazy.
And then we're gonna talk about this whole engineering, not using engineering degree thing.
I don't think I'm ever gonna.
Like the video, subscribe, and drop a super chat. All donations are really, really appreciated. And let's get into this.
Use my college degree again, which is crazy to say because I studied mechanical engineering and that was definitely one of the hardest things I've ever done. It took me 5 years to get my degree, and that whole time I was struggling. It was not easy at all. We're spending so many nights in the computer lab just studying with friends, like so many parties, so many things that I didn't go to because I had to study. Year I ended up focusing on aerospace. I started working, felt so out of place. Engineering is definitely a male-dominated field. A lot of the jobs that I had, I was often the only girl on the team. Working in a male-dominated field is definitely not for the weak. So many stories of being yelled at work. I have my story of crying in an interview, bosses staring at my chest. It is not for the weak. Corporate America.
First off, let me give her guys, don't ever get it twisted. Guys, tell me if you agree with this or not. All of us went to middle school and high school with kids where we knew they were going to be into computers or be an engineer. The social awkwardness, their hobbies, it takes a certain kind of mindset to be into engineering, right? And a lot of times, men and women pay the price for it. You're socially awkward, you're ostracized, but women pay an even higher price. If you're not into like the social cliques and the social rules and all that stuff, men don't find you attractive because you're nerdy. When they're young, at least, and then women, they don't like you because they feel threatened by your intelligence, and you don't pick up on all the games and all the cattiness. And guys, most men who are engineers, they're so socially awkward that they don't have time to harass women. I do not believe that a male-dominated field with engineers is going to harass a woman. And then one last thing. A lot of engineering fields, people think that like MBAs and corporate executives have a rough schedule. Engineers have a tough schedule. You're working 10, 12-hour days. And a lot of women are like, I'm out of here. I don't want to do this. I don't want to have to work this. And also, guys, what do I always say on my channel? women want to work jobs where they make a difference. There's some kind of passion to it. Yeah, well, a lot of engineering jobs are long hours, monotonous work. Engineering has a female recruitment problem, and it has a female retention problem. Women don't want to do this kind of work. They just don't. That's why women are underrepresented. And like a lot of them will be like this woman and the last woman, they will get a degree, get their entry-level job, and be like, And then a couple of other things. 50% of females in STEM, once they have a kid, they leave their field altogether. And then most women in STEM don't have kids will usually leave the field for another job by the time they're 45 years old, and they're well past that wall. Oops, I hit the wrong one. That is the problem.
America, they do not like smart, confident, assertive women, especially if you're Black. Add that little sprinkle on top. I somehow find myself in imaginary feuds and competitions with these men that I did not have any type of issues with. Someone who actually likes to problem solve, I like to look at things from a new perspective. If you are a new hire, that is a very dangerous thing to do because you are.
It's because you're a new hire. Why do so many Gen Zs think that out of college people give a dang about what they have to say? Angel, back in the day when you went into the workforce, what did you do your first 4 or 5 years in the workforce?
I had to start from the bottom. That's just the way it is.
You keep your eyes open, your ears open, and your mouth shut.
Yeah.
Stop talking.
Exactly. You're
at the bottom. Young lady, you had nothing to offer your engineering firm. Nothing. You were a pair of hands. You were a warm body sitting in a chair. Women think that, oh yeah, I'm gonna make a difference. No, you're not.
No.
Guys, most people are gonna work jobs, right? That's why don't let your job define you. Don't do it.
Right.
Most of us are going to make us men. We accept the fact that the best scenario is we work a job that gives us respect at work and the finances and the time off to take care of ourselves and a wife and children if we so choose. But women have brought this viewpoint to the workforce. I'm going to be so important. I'm going to do it. No, you're not. 90% of you are just regular people.
Mm-hmm.
And women honestly have a problem with this. I should be able to go to my boss and tell him no, you're new. He's not going to listen to you. If you were smart.
Shaking the tables, you are causing trouble, and you are bringing up too many issues. I often found myself in positions where hires up liked me, but my direct boss was not a fan. In their mind, it was like, how is this 20-something-year-old Black girl to come in here and start shaking things up? We don't like that. I made up my mind that I was done with it. It wasn't fair to me to dumb myself down or shrink myself, act like I didn't know the answers to things just because someone else in the room wanted to feel smarter. I still have my degree, but I just don't think I'm going to get any use of it in engineering. The nice thing about having an engineering degree is that it's not really so much about what you learn, but it's the fact that you have a perspective of seeing things. You're able to understand very complex issues or subjects. So I know I can work in a lot of different roles out there, but it's definitely not going to be anything that is filled with men. No, thank you.
There it is, guys. Another woman because in my opinion, women like this, all they do is just take up a spot that a man could have had.
Yeah.
A man could have went into this degree, could have got her spot in a degree program, started at the bottom at Lockheed Martin, Boeing, worked his way up, and provided for a wife and kids. Now she's in content creation, probably. Yeah, Nima Lulu, the freaking girly girl. Come on now. Let me see. Let me see if I can figure out what this girl is doing.
It's amazing how Doug in this day of age how like it seems like a lot of these women, I don't know what percentage is, but they get these degrees, and I think they get them for the wrong reasons.
Yep.
You know, it's not so much that they get like like gender studies or whatever it is, but I think they go to college and they get these whatever degrees it is. I think they get them from the wrong reasons. Like with her case, she probably went in there thinking that she's gonna go and shake up the whole world, but it doesn't work that way. It never works that way. You got to start somewhere. You got to work your way up, though. Despite whether you got a degree or not, a white collar, or blue collar, or whatever it is, though. That's just the way it is. But
Yeah,
I believe that. But I believe that they get in there for like the wrong ideas. That's the way I look at it. I don't know.
it's more about pomp and circumstance, image. She wanted to become an engineer to shoulder the burden of being a black woman in engineering. I'm going to represent from my demographic and show that we can do it. And that's all she got it for.
Okay, but that's all in good and everything, though. But either way, you got to start somewhere. You can't just get a degree and then start at the top. It doesn't work that way, though. You got to start from somewhere, then you got to work your way up. That's just the way it is.
Yep, not for these girls though. They want to go in and just change everything up.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Did you go to school?
Yeah, I did. I got my bachelor's degree.
Oh, okay. What did you study?
Psychology.
Cool.
Another one?
Another psych major.
Jesus H. Christ.
What do you do for work then? Are you a therapist?
I'm a Pilates instructor.
Oh, why didn't you go into the field you studied in?
Well, after a while, I found that my true calling with psychology was in being the patient.
Right.
Being a what?
Being the patient.
Yeah, well, that's not surprising. That's not surprising.
Let's rewind.
Psychology was in being the patient.
Right.
So, I'm so stressed.
Why?
Running your own lash business is not for the weak.
Well, what's going on?
I just keep hitting these hurdles that I don't know how to get over.
You'll figure it out. You always do.
School did not prepare me for this.
Your business classes didn't go over everything, huh?
Business classes? Girl, I took beekeeping.
So you do beekeeping and eyelashes?
No, of course not.
Oh.
I never did the beekeeping. Girl, what? I haven't seen you in so long.
I know. We have so much to catch up on.
Literally. Like last time we saw each other, we were getting our nursing degrees together.
Good times. So many late nights staying up to study.
Right? Well, how's the employed nurse life treating you?
It's so much and it can be really overwhelming, but it's so rewarding.
Aw, I'm so happy for you.
How's it been being a nurse for you?
Well, I took my nursing degree and went right into carpet design for large boats.
Oh.
Super rewarding as well.
Wow, yeah, I didn't consider that you might have got into a different field.
Yeah, but obviously everything I learned in the nursing degree definitely applies.
So she's a Pilates instructor that has a nursing degree in psychology. Guys, all this is doing is costing women money. This is a chaos that goes in women's minds when they're trying to navigate this whole thing.
To the carpet design.
Definitely, yeah.
It's crazy.
It's madness.
Yep.
Real madness.
This is why women have so much student loan debt.
Yeah.
I have a sociology degree that I do not use because I can't afford to work in social services. So I work in tech.
Sociology degree, guys. What are the 7 degrees I always say that women get that aren't worth the paper they're printed on? Say it with me. Psychology, sociology, social work, criminal justice, gender studies, some kind of studies degree. So African American studies, gender studies, communications, education. And this is a sociology degree major. If anyone else wants to come up onto the panel, there is a link is pinned to the top of the chat. So come on in and let's talk about this. And I'm going to continue the video.
Hey, Doug.
Go ahead.
Hey, Doug. I want to see if they have anything about Hispanic or Latino studies. I want to find out about that.
Yeah, you know what?
I'm sure they got that.
Studies.
And then somebody that probably has a master's in that, they're probably going to come to me and say, "Did you know that you're Hispanic?" I said, "Really? I never knew that."
Look at this.
Look at that.
Cornell University.
Cornell, huh? It figures.
All Cornell students are welcome to participate in the Latino Studies program and to benefit. Yeah, yep. They have an actual Latino Studies program.
Yeah, look at that. You see that, Carlos? You see that? They got studies for that. How about that?
Crazy, man.
Yep.
In fact, let's put best Latino Studies program in the United States.
Cornell has it though. I'm sure it's gonna be nationwide, I think.
Okay, so apparently University of California, Los Angeles.
Yeah, I'm sure they got that. It's US. That's probably USC, University of California. USC.
So, yeah, and then what is tuition for University tuition for University of California, Los Angeles? Okay, so that's not that bad. In-state is 13,401, but then you have to live in Los Angeles. So that's where it'll get you. Yeah, so if you're gonna waste your time getting a Latino Studies degree, do it in Los Angeles. It'll cost you 13401 times 4. What? Whoa, that's still $50,000. Never mind.
Yeah.
I stand corrected. Oliver Kenneth in the house. How are you, my friend? What's going on?
Oh, I'm listening to the sideshow.
I see you posting about accounting, and you are 100% correct. I've never met a person. Well, actually, the only person I met, no, the only person I've heard of that got an accounting degree and couldn't really use it was Ronnie Coleman. The Mr. Olympia. He got a bachelor's degree in accounting. He was applying and ended up having to work at Domino's Pizza for 2 years. And then
when did this happen?
Let me see.
Because what happened was that all the business disciplines back in 2008, 2009, all those entry-level positions dried up. I know I was one of them, and I got my accounting degree a couple years after that.
It was in the early 90s.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
But I want to comment about people coming in, thinking they're going to change the system. Nuh-uh, it doesn't work that way. You're there to do your job. You keep your mouth shut until you get your license, and then you can say something and share your opinions. Until then, shut up.
Yep. Keep your eyes open, your ears open, and your mouth shut. And here's the thing. St. Kevin Samuel said it the best. He said, if you wanted to open your own restaurant, right, you usually came in as like a server or a host or like a line cook, right? Then you would make sure that 4 or 5 years, you would work every single position in the restaurant, every single one, to make sure that you knew how to do it and you were competent in it. Then when you were like 30, 35, maybe 40, you would open your own restaurant. Now you have people that are just try to open a restaurant, have never been in restaurants before. And it's the same thing with corporate America, accounting. You have to work under someone, be an accountant for 4 or 5 years first, then try to open your own accounting firm. But you have people trying to open up their own accounting firm right off the jump. Who are you?
I have a client that's being audited by the IRS right now because he's opened a restaurant from his retirement funds and he's taken losses for the past 6 years. And I've actually told the IRS that my client is an idiot that has no business operating a restaurant.
Wow.
Yeah, it happens, man.
Stupidity is actually a defense sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. People will pay $50,000 a year to get a degree that proves they're stupid. You know what I'm saying? If you get a psychology degree, a criminal justice degree, a gender studies degree, Like you're carrying around a $50,000 a dunce cap, in my opinion.
And then there's the other side of that coin is you doing it for so long, you start suffering from imposter syndrome.
Yeah. Yep. And sad part about it is, I think the imposter syndrome is wrapped up in parts of third wave feminism. Because think about this. A friend of mine's son is joining the military, right? And the male recruits, they're getting sign-on bonuses because they're begging for male recruits. But his girlfriend would sign up too, and there's actually a waiting list for women to join the military because so many women are joining the military. Right? And here's the
Really?
thing, guys. Yeah, think about this, guys. If you were 18, 19 years old and a woman, you have like a 95% chance of like never seeing combat. But you
Right.
get all the benefits of being a soldier, though. You can say, yeah, I served in the military. I'm a veteran. I'm a badass, without ever having to prove that you are one. Most military men are going to get audited sooner or later. I think it's like 20% of men in the military have to be in a combat zone at some time or another. So like 1 in 4 men are going to get audited. But I say like less than only a small percentage of women, a statistically insignificant amount of women are going to get tested.
Hey, may I chime in here, Doug?
Yeah, go ahead.
I was in the Army in the 1990s. I was a armor crewman, 19 kilo, and there was huge discussions, amongst the guys as just talking about women joining, being in armor. And I remember one asking me if I cared if women join us. Like, I don't care as long as they do their job. If you can load a sabot round in 3 seconds and a heat round in 4 seconds, welcome to the team.
Yeah. Here's the thing. If someone can do the job, it's fine. But it's just like women will want credit for the possibility of doing a job and not actually doing the job itself. Yeah.
I pay $1,000 a month for student loans.
$1,000 a month for her student loans, and she's in tech now.
Yeah, I have over $100,000 in student loan debt, which I didn't really understand. Graduating college, when I found out that number, my jaw dropped because I had just signed a lease for an apartment. So I had to pay my apartment, I had to pay $1,000 a month, and I had to pay for my car. There was no way I could do that on a $40,000 salary. So I decided to look into tech. And yes, I could have gone on to get my master's and make more money in social services, but at the same time, it would just be adding to my debt. So I really wouldn't have been making any money. And I think
pretty much
there's a lot of people in the same situation. Student loans put you in a position where you can't do something that you love. You just do something that you like for your bank account.
You see that, guys? You see that? It puts you in a position where you don't do things where you can love. You just have to do stuff to be able to pay for your student loans. I keep saying it. I'm going to say it multiple times. Your job has nothing to do with your passion and finding something that you love. One of the worst things you can do is have this expectation where I'm going to love my job. Okay. How's that going to work out for you? How's that going to work out for you? It's not.
I am one of the very few rare cases that I actually love doing what I do. But of course, I didn't know what I was going to do until I was about 35 years old.
Mm-hmm.
But I am a rarity. I know that. I love being a tax accountant for a living. I know that sounds super geeky and nerdy, but I love doing what I do. You have to have passion to do this.
Yeah, I would agree. So this is an article about what to do if you have a degree that you don't use, but I'll maybe cover that on a different live stream because we're coming up in an hour and 18, and I really want to get into these debt confessions here. So let's go to this first one here.
All right, I'll be listening. I'm off the channel.
All right, buddy. Always good talking to you. Thanks for your input. I appreciate it. Conquering Wander says, corporate America, they are hiring therapy consultants to help female managers who are struggling to perform. They blame it on imposter syndrome. 100%. It's just like all the crisis counselors. We have all, if something happens on a campus or at school or whatever, we have these crisis counselors. Yeah, and they're all B-dubs. I guarantee it. Conkan Warner says, true words couldn't have said better. Imposter syndrome is truly feminist movement issues in modern age, 100%. Yep. Yeah, Paddlefoot said, yeah, they all have a service-related injury. Yeah, sure. All right, let's see what this girl has to say about her $200,000 worth of student loans.
Hello everyone, my name is Isabel and welcome back to my personal finance channel. As I've said in my previous video or vlog that
So, guys, $200,000 worth of student loans, and she has a personal finance channel.
Jesus H. Christ.
I will be doing my debt confession for today, and so I am starting today. So with that said, growing up, I was not really, my family was not really like financially educated, I would say, or have like financial background, or maybe I wasn't just not aware of it. For the most part, all I know is that what they gave to me, I need to save, and whatever spendings or purchases should come from what I have saved. So at least with that concept, it's still good to learn to save and then spend what you have. But for the most part, of course, as a kid, like you don't really think about like how it would be when you grow up. So with that said, when my dad died when I was in second grade, of course that took a toll on us as a family. We're a family of four kids, and then my mom being a single.
Banned from the wow, I finished college about 2 months ago. Don't have any student loans. I can't imagine letting it get this out of control. My buddy, you are going to get a round of applause. Good job, my friend. No student loans. That's great.
Single mom in the Philippines, it's really hard. I mean, we did have help from my relatives and all of that, but of course it was still hard on us. So with that, I just really learned on how to, I guess, live frugally and cheaply. But I mean, I really don't take it as negative even now that I look back on it. But after a couple of years, when my family moved here in the United States, it was still kind of the same, I would say, because my mom and my stepdad, like they would give us an allowance of like, it's either $5, $10, or $20 a week. And again, I still had that same concept of saving the money and spending when I need to, spending what I have saved when I need to spend it. So it's not when I want to spend it, but when I need to spend it. So for the most part, even when I was a teenager, I did not really spend like a lot of money. Probably a little shopping here or there in Forever 21.
A little shopping. That's what they all say, guys. A little shopping here and there. Modern women don't know what a little shopping is.
But that's really about it. Now, really my like spending really increased when after graduation of high school. So when I started getting into college, I was planning on going to pharmacy school. So when I graduated high school, I was fortunate enough to get a job at being a pharmacy technician at a retail pharmacy. And with that, of course, I needed a car. So that's when I purchased my own car. I couldn't thank enough my brother, most specifically, and I guess as well as my family too, because
What did her brother co-sign for the loan? I bet.
with the car that it was my brother who picked out the car for me.
Wait, does she have a wedding ring on her finger? Hold on.
But it was nice because it was reliable.
Hold on.
I couldn't thank enough my brother, most specifically, and I guess as well as
Hold
my
on.
family to.
Yeah, she does. At least she's
That's
married.
wondering.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Steve M said it the best. Oh no, she found a sucker to marry her. He's paying off her
Uh-oh.
$200,000. Man, Steve M is on it, man. Holy crap. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
she's, Asian women get married, man. And hey, look. If this was a B-dub or some freaking white chick with a septum piercing and tattoos, I'd be worried. But hey, Asian women, you have the highest shot of being cool. You know what I'm saying? So she's probably, she made the mistake of let's give her the benefit of the doubt. She seems nice. She's Asian. Come on now.
Yeah, but Doug, she racked up 200 grand in debt.
Yeah, I couldn't go there though. I mean, guys, I left Washington D.C., but when you start dating a woman, first couple of days, so then you bring up debt, and they say they're $150,000-$200,000 in student loan debt, guys. You got to leave them behind.
Yeah.
Leave them behind. It costs $280,000 to raise a child from 0 to 18 in the United States. So I've met women that have a child in student loans. And they're still going on trips, still living their best life. I'm still going to buy a condo or a house. You have a condo and student loans. Crazy. That's why I am against student loan bailout unless you work in public service. If you work for as a public servant, police, school district, federal government for 10 years, that's fine. But anything else, sorry.
Because with the car that it was my brother who picked up the car for me, but it was nice because it was reliable. Toyota Yaris, which I actually still use up today.
See, that's sensible. She bought a little Toyota Yaris, and she still has it to this day, and she's a pharmacist. See, that's a sensible mindset.
But yeah, it was a.
I mean, I'm kind of biased because she kind of cute too. So
reliable car. It was cheap. It was pre-used, so definitely. Even now, I probably wouldn't even recommend to buy a new car, and it was very helpful throughout the start of my college years. But yeah, so I had. I would say it was about 12 to 13.
I'm gonna speed it up just in case, so I don't get hit by this music.
Okay, for a pre-used car with like 20,000 miles in it, and thankfully enough, again, I really appreciate my family, my mom, for telling me to pay off my loans as soon as I can. So with that said, after her nagging at me every paycheck time,
Go mom! You see, the mom told her to pay off her student loans, and she listened to her. Let's go.
From my income as a pharmacy tech, I was actually able to pay off my car, and I was so proud of that moment.
See, look at this girl. Let me give her a round of applause.
Because, at that time, I was 19, 20 years old, and who could say around that time that I have my own car, So it was really nice. It was really a nice feeling. I was proud of my car. I mean,
first off, Raymond, thoughts and mine. Good to see you here, and I'm looking for that too. Paddlefoot, plot twist. She traded that car in and got herself some freaking Mercedes. No, she said that she still has it though.
It's a small car. It's a cheap car, but I own it, and I don't have to pay monthly for it, except for the car insurance, of course. That I was able to incorporate what I have learned, spending wise. Oh, I actually forgot to say that when I went to college and started my prereqs for pharmacy school, I was eligible for FAFSA, which is it means free application for financial student aid or something like that. And that actually paid off my pre-pharmacy school. So when I was doing my prereqs, that was all paid for by the FAFSA. And also the fact that I got, I think it was, I forgot, but it was like Governor Scholarship or Millennium Scholarship for those who had like high honors when they graduated from high school. So I have that as well. That's probably the only scholarship that I have obtained from high school. So that really paid off for my tuition fee during my prereq time. And I was really glad because I have a paid off car. I didn't obtain any student loans from basically my undergrad. Now, come pharmacy school, when I think I was 21, when I turned 21, that's when I entered pharmacy school. And of course, pharmacy school, as you know, it's like really one of, I guess, expensive degrees nowadays.
So, Steve input, she can get free meds. Just saying. That reminds me of this story right here.
25-year-old Alexa.
Sorry, I'm kind of breaking it up, but I just saw this story. I'm gonna do a Crime Files video on it.
25-year-old Alexis McNeely is suspected of stealing drugs and tampering with syringes and vials on multiple occasions.
That's right. KPRC2's Bill Barajas has been on the story all day for us. He is in the Webster area to learn more about the reasons behind the crime.
Well, according to court records, when asked about why she took the medications or drugs, she replied, "I hear voices telling me to do it." Court document.
Oh, man.
Jesus H. Christ.
She hears voices that tell me to do it. Sure.
And say this all took place.
Yeah, so did Son of Sam. But anyway.
Exactly, right?
And May, with a few instances being caught on camera there at Houston Methodist in the Texas Medical.
And I guarantee you most of them are pain meds. I guarantee it.
Center. McNeely has since posted a total $30,000 bond on those charges. She was released, and we came out to her Webster area neighborhood to ask her about her arrest. We tried knocking several times, but nobody came to the door. 25-year-old Alexis McNeely facing 3 counts of diversion of a controlled substance. Court records are saying McNeely repeatedly stole drugs from the hospital by swapping out syringes and vials, carrying hydromorphone and fentanyl from a vending.
I told you guys.
Wow.
I told you. If she would have been stealing psych meds or something, no. She stole a bunch of pain meds. Always the narcotics, man. Always.
Machine used to dispense medicine for hospital staff. Upon further investigation, those records went on to say and allege that McNeely drew up and replaced those vials and syringes with normal saline solution and then placed the tampered vials and syringes back into the automated dispensing machine. The medicine, back in circulation, then had the potential to be administered by other medical professionals to patients unaware that the medicine had been tampered with. There's also allegations in those court documents that include McNeely possibly injecting herself in the hand with a fentanyl syringe before returning to work.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my goodness.
Jesus H. Christ.
On camera. No, wait. The defendant was observed conducting the same action with the, on camera, surveillance of her shooting up with fentanyl before returning to work, you guys. Oh my goodness. Wow. No, Oliver, this isn't the same girl. It's not. No. This is that girl was a pharmacy student. This girl was a nurse. If a person in the chat said that, Steve said that that these nurses, they can get access to prescription drugs, and a lot of them steal them.
When confronted on video evidence, court documents say McNeely admitted to, quote, gaining access to the drugs, but said she just threw them away. We reached out to Houston Methodist about the allegations and obtained this statement. They said, quote, this employee's conduct was unacceptable and never tolerated at Houston Methodist. The employee was fired immediately and law enforcement was notified. We have extensive safeguards in place to protect our patients. And this isn't the first time McNeely has faced these sort of allegations. She was formerly employed by the Baylor University Medical Center in Dallas in 2022. Court documents say she was terminated after they were made aware by other nurses that McNeely was creating several suspicious overrides in their drug dispensing system. In Webster, Bill Barajas, KPRC 2 News.
So she's a junkie, dude. And they need nurses so bad that she keeps jumping from place to place. And we're going to do one more.
Only on Atlanta News First, a nurse is charged with stealing some pain medication from senior citizens at an assisted living facility in Gwinnett County. Police
Come on, man. She's going to steal pain meds from senior citizens? Come on.
tell us it happened at the Oaks at Sewanee Creek on Burnett Road in Sewanee. And that's where we find our Adam Murphy, who has more on this exclusive story. Adam?
Good evening, Blair. I got my hands on this incident report from Sewanee Police today, which says that a nurse that once worked at this facility is charged with stealing hundreds of prescription pills from senior citizens living at this facility.
When they can't remember her name, I say Marilyn, like Marilyn Monroe, because everybody always says how pretty she is and always put together.
The love Brent Deitch has for his 89-year-old mother, Marilyn, is a thing of beauty. So you can only imagine how he must have felt when he learned that she was being taken advantage of.
We definitely felt violated.
Not only did Marilyn suffer a stroke, but she also had to have a hip replacement and was living at the Oaks at Sewanee Creek in Gwinnett County when she realized some of her pain medication went missing.
It was oxy.
Okay, so this is Atlanta, guys. How much you want to bet it's a B-dub? How much you want to bet? I'll bet the house it's a B-dub.
Codone, and I'm not sure of the strength, but she had had a hip replacement back in October of 22.
It turns out she wasn't the only one complaining of missing medication. The Sewanee Police Department launched an investigation and arrested Terry Howell.
Oh, I'm wrong.
Wow.
Okay.
Look at that. That's a revelation.
I stand corrected. But still, yikes. Ugh. Where's that Job of the Hutt sound? Yikes. Ugh. Right?
And charged her with multiple counts of cruelty and obtaining a controlled substance by deception.
Oliver said, you owe us a house. I know, man. I guess, hey, wrong is wrong, man. Straight up.
Yeah. Doug, maybe I might help you with this. We now have voodoo. Oh boy.
Yeah, man.
Resident who would constantly tell me my painkillers aren't working. They're just not working for me.
According to a Sewanee Police press release, detectives determined that 886 prescription pills were stolen from 5 different seniors living at the facility.
886.
Jesus.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Atlanta News First contacted the corporate office for the Oaks at Sewanee Creek, and they said upon learning of the incident, they immediately placed Terry Howell on administrative leave and then fired her. They went on to say they are.
And guys, the sad part about it, if she would have stopped at like 500, she probably wouldn't have got caught. 300, 400, but 886, come on now. Come on.
Deeply concerned by the allegations, and the well-being of their residents is their utmost priority. They went on to say, quote, "We have stringent protocols and training programs in place to safeguard our residents, and we will be reinforcing these measures in light of this event," end quote.
When you hear a story like this and realize how they're taken advantage of, it's like they have, no one to advocate for them. They didn't even know that they were missing out on their medications.
Now, according to the incident report, I can tell you that the police department investigated and charged Terry Howell last month. I tried calling her at a number believed to be hers, but we were unable to even leave a voicemail message. We will continue to follow this investigation. Live in Sewanee tonight, Adam Murphy, Atlanta News First.
So that's what happens when too many modern women get in these positions where they have access to prescription pills, especially single older women. They have to fill that hole in their soul with alcohol and freaking prescription pills.
But that's almost 900 pills, man. I mean, that's a big hole to cover, though, man.
Yeah, yep. And people, they don't think they're ever going to get caught, and that's one of the reasons why I don't do any kind of any kind of blue collar or white collar crime. What brings down a lot of white collar crime is that they just don't know how to stop.
Yep. Yeah.
You still, if you stole 6 million, odds are if you would have stopped at 2 million, you would have got away with it. Guys, don't do any of that. Nothing should cost you your freedom. Nothing. So let's get back to Mr. $200,000 in student loans here.
Days, I think, and the fact that there was only one pharmacy school here in my state, unfortunately. So, and I don't want to pay out of out-of-state tuition, of course. So that was, I guess, really the only option, and it was a private school, unfortunately. So it was a lot of money that I had to take for my student loans, and that's when it really started. So with that said, in my next clip, I will show you guys what I owed from when I graduated from pharmacy school and my current balance. All right, so now I am going to show you what is the total from when I graduated from pharmacy school, and here it goes. All right.
Oh my
God.
God.
I know it says 11/2019. I did graduate back in 2018.
$195,033. She's cooked. And let me tell you something else about pharmacy, guys. Optometry, audiology, pharmacy. They all opened up. Their associations built a whole bunch of extra pharmacy schools to fit the need for retail pharmacists, retail optometrists, and retail audiologists. So up until like the 80s, pharmacists made like a ton of money because they only worked at like hospitals and stuff like that. But the average pharmacist working at Walgreens doesn't make a lot of money. Let me see, how much does a pharmacist make at Walgreens? So, in the U.S., it's about $117,000 a year. That's the average. But if it costs you $200,000 to get that degree, what's the point?
Still being a negative.
Yep. What's the point?
But I did have a loan transfer from a loan company, basically. So it was a total of $195,033.36. Now this $186,000 is the principal balance. So as you can tell, basically the interest is about 10 or 11,000, and that was back in November 2019. But it was around around December is when I did start to be more aware of it and basically try to pay it off. So that's the December 20.
Conquering Water says, he says, I'll take the bear instead of that loan.
Yeah.
Alpha Cannon says, if I was 200K in debt, I would not be posting on flipping social media. These people are idiots and they're screwed. I say that on multiple videos on my channel, Oliver. There are things that women used to keep their mouth shut about because there's so much shame associated with it. If they slept around, if they had STDs, if they had children out of wedlock, but women just go online and just say whatever now.
Yeah. It doesn't matter what it is.
Yep. One of the biggest problems with modern 304s, Angel, is that they won't keep their mouth shut.
Exactly.
Yep. You mess around with the wrong 304, especially if she has some kind of clout, you're going to end up in her tell-all book. Better watch out.
2019 is when I actually paid about almost 34 or maybe 35,000. So the balance became 160 from 195. So that right there is already so high, right? So now I will show you the current balance. Now the current balance that I have is $114,000 and it's the December 23rd is when the last time I.
And that was in like what, a year and a half, 2 years? See, look at this girl. Now the only way that she's able to do that is because she has a husband, and she better be doing her part to make up for, for him probably paying most of the bills and her being able to put that money towards her student loan. But yeah, it went from 185,000 down to 114,000. Look at that.
Dude,
2,000, 1,000. Uh-huh.
it has to be due to her husband's help though, because otherwise she wouldn't be able to do it to herself.
Yep. I agree. Yep.
Paid off my.
It's amazing though, man.
But of course, there's more details. Since I started trying to pay it off, in December of 2019. So that right there, I am really proud of what it has become now, considering the fact that it was really a large amount. I try not to spend a lot of money, even on myself, and sometimes I feel like I'm being hard on myself, but at the same time, I know this will be for my benefit.
There you go. Well, you know what? She still has a long road. She still has a long road ahead of her, but I'm gonna give her a round of applause. Because she's done a lot more work than a lot of these women have. And then here is one more. Let's look into this girl.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Simply K, back with another video. This video is long overdue. As you can see by this paper right here, we're going to be talking about Sallie Mae.
She's another one that got some simp to help her pay off her loans. There you go. Look at that.
Jesus H. Christ.
I know. A married B-dub.
Jesus H. Christ.
You don't see that every day, right? Let's go.
So, if you want to know about how much debt I'm in with Sallie Mae, my plans, stay up to date with my student loan journey and how I'm going to pay Sallie Mae off, stick around because your girl has some goals and I'm
and she's a nurse, by the way.
ready to accomplish them and get rid of Sallie Mae. I do have other student loans, but I will discuss that further when we get into the video. But if you're new, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. So, without further ado, we're going to get right into this video now. Do not currently have my full student loan debt amount on me. I don't think that it's in this notebook, but I do want to let you guys know that Sallie Mae is not my only student loan. I have Sallie Mae, and then we'll flip this over so I want you guys to get a clear picture of what the heck we're working with here. So I have federal loans. Okay. Oh, that is like, you cannot see that at all. Let's see. So I have federal loans.
Of course. I was gonna say that.
What's that?
No, she wrote it in yellow, and I couldn't understand what she wrote. It was too bright.
So yeah, so there's Sallie Mae on one side, and she's gonna put all the rest of her loans on the other side. So watch this.
Oh boy.
A Parent Plus loan. So backstory, I've talked about this before, but for those of you who are new, you probably have not seen any of my other videos or the video where I'm talking about this. So I am a registered nurse. I went to school, undergraduate, for 4 years with an
Where's Jessica at? I know he loves these kind of videos. There's nothing better than watching debt confession and debt audit videos with a bona fide Swiss banker.
That's
so funny.
Yeah, Jessica Ball should be looking at this. That's true.
He loves this kind of stuff, and this type of stuff pisses him off, dude. Like you could hear his blood boiling from behind the microphone.
I got my BSN and I have a minor in psychology. So I did 5 years of
course she does.
Undergrad. That was not the original plan.
So 5 years of undergrad. So she has a bachelor's degree in nursing and a minor in psychology.
I ended up not passing a course, so I had to make the decision to either stay at school or take some time off and come home until the next semester to repeat the class that I had failed. So I decided to stay and pick up a minor because I had a lot of stuff going on at school and things that I was involved in that I did not want to step away from and didn't think that it would benefit me in the long run. My parents were on board. They were okay with everything and they agreed with my decision. So with staying that extra year, I knew that I was going to have more debt. I knew that as I made that decision. My parents knew that. And it is what it is. It's what I thought was best for me. And I still to this day think that that was the best option for me. So this Parent Plus loan, basically what happened when I stayed the extra year, I was able to push back my, what do they call it? My financial aid. I was able to push it back a semester. So a semester, I think? Yeah, I was able to push it back a semester. So I think I don't know if I ended up paying out of pocket for a semester or using loans.
I doubt that. Come on now.
I don't recall, but all that I know is because I pushed it back, the 1 year or the one semester, the last semester I had, I didn't have anything basically covered and I had to pay like $26,000 for the last semester or something like that. So that is what this Parent Plus loan is. Now, I don't know if I can pull up the exact amount that I have with Parent Plus loan. I honestly don't even know if I can find my federal loans, because if y'all have federal loans, you know that they just got switched to a different servicer. But I'm going to try to sign in to the federal loan and see if it'll take me in there. I don't think that it will though. Let's see. So I actually went and grabbed my computer because I think I will still be able to sign in and see what was there before. So we're going to start with the federal loans. I had to sign into the new servicer and it's still kind of weird. So this video is just to give you guys a realistic idea of how much debt I'm in. It's very sad, but okay. So the federal loans,
Wait, hold on.
I had to sign in
Wait, is her husband black?
to the new servicer, and it's still kind of weird.
I was thinking that too, though. Maybe she should swirl her.
You guys, a realistic
Look at her
idea of how much
Come on.
debt I'm in.
Oh, he's black. Okay, never mind. Cool.
Oh, all right.
It's very sad, but so the federal loans, the way it has it on this new servicer, it doesn't just tell me automatically the total amount of loans I have, because I have different ones. So I have subsidized and unsubsidized loans for 5 years. So it's a lot. So what I'm going to do is zoom in for you guys so that we can discuss. So the first one is for $3,467.46. What I realized with the federal loans is like it's a lot of small loans, but they're all the same account. So I have to pay them. The payment goes to all of them, but it's like difficult describing like the percentages that go to each. So the next one I have is $7,330.96. The next one I have is $4,454.95. Then I have one for $6,964.65, one for $5,505.59, $8,258.53, $5,447.07, $7,559.16, and then the last one is $3,965.91. And
That's just in federal loans. Oh my goodness.
Jesus H. Christ.
The worst part about it is, you know how much you're accepting every single semester, guys. It isn't like a beginning of the year thing. You guys have been in college before. You know they say this is how many funds that you're going to be able to take. How much do you want to take? The minimum or the maximum? And a lot of women turn that dial all the way up to the maximum and hit that button so that extra money goes into their account. Don't feel bad for any of these women that borrow this much, guys. Don't do it. They know exactly what they're doing.
By the look of it, it's scary. Like, y'all know in the budget community that numbers add up real quick. So we are going to add this up, which I'm pretty sure it's around like $48,000 to $50,000. So 3, 4, 6, 7.
Yeah, at least more than 50 grand at least.
9, 6 plus 4, 4, 5, 4, 95 plus 6, 9, 6, 4, 65 plus 5, 5, 0, 5, 59 plus 8, 2, 5, 8. And like, mind you, I went to a private school, so I paid a lot. My tuition was a lot. $7,559. 16, and all these loans are in deferment right now. So 3,965. Okay, so there we have it. That ugly.
$52,000 in just federal loans. Come on now.
Scary total. So the total for the federal loans, $52,954.28. So obviously you guys can see why just with this one loan, I am stressing paying my master's on my own because I already have enough that I owe as it is. So now we're going to go into the Parent Plus loan. The Parent Plus loan was for my last semester, I believe. And this one just gives me the flat out balance because it was just one loan. I have to figure out how to get this one in deferment because it should be able to go into deferment since I'm back in school, even though obviously like one of my parents took it out. But because the person's in school, at least I read, you should be able to defer it. So that I'll have to figure out because if not, I'll have to pay this loan starting in March. And I don't want to do that. It's not that much, but like, I don't want to do that. So the total balance for the Parent Plus loan is $25,809.15.
Now you guys know what a Parent Plus loan is, right?
No, I never heard of that.
So okay. Direct Plus loans for parents are unsubsidized loans made to parents of dependent undergraduate students. If a student's parents cannot be given a Plus loan, okay, yes. So pretty much your parents sign to get a student loan out for you. So now her parents are on the hook for $25,809.15. Why would she do this to her parents? Why?
No.
If she stopped saying if she doesn't want to pay this or can't pay it, her parents have to.
Huh.
That's sad.
And that is a whole bunch. Okay? Y'all, don't take out loans if you don't have to. This is like to serve as like it's real. And like when you're in college, you're sitting there and you're getting those refund checks.
Let's go
I
back.
don't want to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not that much, but like, I don't want to do that. So the total balance for the Parent Plus loan is $25,809.15.
So currently, right now, she's because the last one was 52,000.
Yeah, about 53 grand. It rounded off.
Yeah, 53.
So that'll be
So
like
she's
what?
$78,809.
Yeah. Close to 80 grand altogether.
Okay? Y'all, don't take out loans if you don't have to. This is like to serve as like it's real. And like when you're in college, you're sitting there and you're getting those refund checks and you're like, oh yeah, give me that refund check. I'm gonna go shopping, blah, 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 blah. If you have to
There it is, guys. I told you.
take out loans, only take out loans for what you need. Not saying that that's what I did, but a lot of people like do that. Like they spend that money, take that extra money, but it has interest and that interest builds up over time, especially if you're not thinking about paying your loans until when you graduate. And then it's 6 months after you graduate, that interest is nuts. So don't do it. Only borrow exactly what you need. So now we're going to talk about Sallie Mae. And you can see why it's very stressful, like listing it out like that and seeing these big behind numbers. It's very stressful. It's very like discouraging to see that this is all the debt that I have and we haven't even done Sallie Mae yet. But that is why you guys hear me stressing, like, I'm worried about Sallie Mae. The one reason why I'm worried about Sallie Mae is because Sallie Mae is never going to do forgiveness for me. Sallie Mae will never make the decision to take away some of my student loans. Like Sallie Mae is going to be here and the interest rate on Sallie Mae is not that bad, but it's worse than the federal, and the Parent Plus loan is a federal loan too. So Sallie Mae is a private loan. They're never going to tell me I don't have to pay it or give me grace.
Guys, private loans are what gets you. She just said it just now. She's never going to get student loan for forgiveness. The interest rates can change, all sorts. Don't get private loans for any reason at all. Don't do it.
Because they don't do that. They also put my loans are in deferment for them. So worst case scenario, if March comes and I can't get this Parent Plus loan in deferment, I probably will shift my focus and try to pay this Parent Plus loan off first, which I think it'll be like the same amount anyway. So if not, actually, this Parent Plus loan is the less than my Sallie Mae. So I might attack this one first since they're going to be asking me for money in March if I can't get it deferred, but I would like this one done first. So now I'm going to pull up the Sallie Mae. Just bear with me for a second. This one is easier because this one I am on all of the time. So I'm just going to put this here so I can see. I can see it. All right. So right now I have 4 loans with Sallie Mae, but one loan I have a cosigner, and my cosigner is paying that off. The cosign loan is that first loan that I had when I first started college, and like I said, that's why I started buying. I mean, that's why I started getting.
The cosigner is paying that off. There has to be a man. It's either her uncle, her brother, maybe some male simp that she was trying to date at the beginning of college. But like women would never take a loan for a friend and pay it off. Tell me I'm lying.
Nope, not lying.
Has to be a man. Has to be.
Yeah.
Credit cards because I didn't have anyone to take out a loan for me, and most of the people around me weren't able to co-sign, but I did have one person who was able to co-sign for me. So the interest rate was extremely high, but it was just like to the point where this was my only option, so I have to go with it. So I do have one co-sign loan. Since I had to have that cosigner, I got credit cards immediately. I was already working, built my credit up. So by the next semester or next year, how much ever, I don't remember exactly. I think the semester I had that, and then the next semester I think my parents paid out of pocket. So by the next year, I was able to take out my own loans for the remainder of my undergraduate career. So we are working with 3 loans here. I'm gonna go in order from the smallest to the largest. So loan A, we're just gonna say A. It has a number, but $5,850.07. Loan B is $14,680.21. Loan C, these are all the loans that I'm responsible for paying, is $15,954.91. So the total for my Sallie Mae loans is $5,850.07 plus $14,680.21 plus $15,954.91, $36,485.19. Woo! So, like I said, you see how this one is more.
So if you add, plus, what is it?
36,485.19.
She still got like over 100 grand altogether.
Yeah, it's like over 115.
The other one was 78,000, and this one's 36, right?
Yeah.
So you got 4. Let me see, 78, 14, 10, probably 114.
Yep.
At least altogether, more or less, 114,000.
That's half a
That's
kid
incredible.
right there. It's half a child right there.
And she was able to get all these. She was able to get some people to go in and co-sign and all. I can't believe that, man. That's amazing.
You know, if she's if she's attractive, and we saw in her phone, that she's not a goblin. Of course she has a freaking weave on her head. We saw that, but she's somewhat attractive. It's crazy how so many attractive women's lives are dumpster fires when they're pretty enough to find a man that'll just run. If you just let your man run stuff for you, and you just sit there and be pretty, your life won't be a mess. But so many pretty women who just, you need a man to be able to say, stop doing this. That's not what we're doing, and they do it anyway.
Yeah, but she was supposed to be. She's married as it is, though, man, and she's still doing it. Man, but then again, he's probably a simp anyway, though. So
it's going to be another one of those scenarios where he's paying all the bills so she can pay off her student loans. I guarantee it. And then who knows if she's going to stick around after she paid off her student loans? Who knows?
Exactly.
There are plenty of women who will give you the best loving you ever possibly got for years, until she pays off her student loan, and then all of a sudden she's gone. Paddlefoot in the house. How you doing, my friend? What's going on? Uh-oh.
Having technical errors here.
Oh, there you are.
Howdy.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good. Sorry if there's an echo. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Not my speakers.
You sound fine. What do you think about this whole women's student loan debt thing?
Man, I don't like looking at numbers that big when they're in the negatives.
Nice advice to have for life, man. Keep going.
So it took me a while to save up to buy like my first new car. Took me about 3 years, and it's only like 16 grand.
Yeah. I got a 2022 Honda SUV, and I paid mine off in 2 years. And people are like, "Oh yeah, but the money could." I have people try to say, "Oh, you know how many trips?" Especially a lot of the girls that I know are acquaintances. You You know how many trips you could have taken with that kind of money? I don't like looking at debt. I hate owing people money. I hate owing lenders money. I can't stand it. So I don't know how these women live. I'm gonna live my best life. You're staring down the barrel of $150,000 in student loan debt. How? You have any student loan debt or horror stories for anyone that you know, Paddlefoot?
No student loan debt here.
No, but of anyone you know.
Anyone I know, well, most of my boys, they just went into the trades, so I think they have around 18 grand in like community college debt, mainly for welding.
Okay.
So I don't, as far as I'm aware, I don't know of any horror stories in my circle.
I just moved from the DC area, and I would go out on dates with women. So usually their third or fourth date, I would ask them how much student loan debt they have. And if the average professional woman that has a graduate degree or higher is about $91,000 in student loan debt. If she went to law school on average is $55,000 a year for 3 years. So any female lawyer is $160,000 in student loan debt.
It's absolutely absurd.
And on my channel, I say a women's debt should be a disqualifier for consideration for serious relationship or marriage. Don't do it. Why would you? There was a senator in Texas, Wendy Davis. Is it Wendy Davis? Wendy Davis was a state senator in Texas, and she tried to run for governor, but she was with this guy, and then she stayed with him until because he's some oil guy or whatever, but paid off all of her student loans because she was like $300,000 in student loan debt from her bachelor's degree and law school, and she divorced him like freaking 3 weeks later. I'm telling you, you got to watch out, guys. This is not your problem. It's not. And 70% of the student loan debt is owned by women, guys. 70%. Men are in on the scam. Angel, if you were a young man, 22 years old, what kind of job would you go into? Because I get a CDL. Drive long haul truck for 5 years, stack up, and then come back and go to community college. I spent 21 to 26 just driving long haul truck, making $200,000 a year. That's what I would do.
You could do that. You get yourself a CDL like a Class A, so that way you could haul trailer trucks. Though you could do that. Though you make very good money doing that.
Yep.
You could do that. You could do that. You'll be set though. You'll be set.
I'm a machine technician, so I fix embroidery machines specifically. Pays pretty well.
Yeah, man.
I'd like to get into diving, but that's apparently pretty hard to get into.
Yeah, it's because you make so much money. One of my friends is a underwater welder.
Yep.
Who makes a lot of money. Another one of my friends, he does month on, month off on oil rigs. He's an oil rig outside of Angola right now.
Nice. Internationally certified too. That one's hard to get. There's like 2 schools in the country that do that, and I think it's 40 grand to go to either one of them.
He went because
where you go. Military route, you could do that.
Yeah, because that's what he did. He was in the Air Force, and he got his GED, and he didn't test well on the ASVAB, so he was pretty much cleaning airfields. And then when he was about to get out of the military, he went to a job fair, and the oil rig company was like, "Hey, like they prefer military veterans because veterans just do what they're told." You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah. So right before he got out of the Air Force, he went to this job fair, and they said, "We'll pay for your training, and then we'll put you out there." And that's exactly what happened. So now he lives in like this small town in Texas, balling out of control. Him and his wife have him and his wife have 6 kids, and she doesn't have to work.
Absolutely.
That's good though.
Probably has
That's
some
good.
great stories to go with it too.
Oh yeah. So if you can get on oil rigs, man, like if you try and find. Like he found his at a job fair, so don't be afraid to go to job fairs that are offering technical careers, man.
Yeah.
put on a nice shirt, put on a tie, some slacks, and nice shoes, and walk in there with your resume.
That's it.
Because
That's it.
They will pay that 40 grand for you. Now you have to commit to a certain amount of years, and then also the hardest part is, he's a month in, a month out. So you got to find a good woman, man. You got to find a good woman who's willing to deal with that schedule.
So get a Dear John while you're down there at the bottom of the sea.
All right, let's continue with this nurse lady here.
Woo! So, like I said, you see how this one is more than this? If we have to attack this one first, we will, but my goal is this. So, we're going to add all this up and see how much debt we're in total. And I haven't done this in a while, but I already know my estimate range. So, I know it's over 100,000. 52,954, 28 plus 25, 809, 15. Y'all, ready?
Hold on. Okay. Holy Spirit, activate. Oh no. Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit.
$115,248.62. She's never getting out of that. Ever.
No way.
Because odds are her and her husband are going to have a kid or two. And then what happens is, if you have like one or two kids, that adds, she's going to do a income-based loan, and that lowers your payment. So there are women who are married and have three kids, have $150,000 in student loan debt, but because they have kids, their freaking minimum payment's like $110 a month, and their freaking interest is like $8,000 a year, $10,000 a year. Yep, it's crazy, man. Women keep going to these schools to get degrees no one cares about, that aren't going to make them any money. Why? Blows my mind, you guys.
Activate. Activate.
$115,248.62. Woo! Let's just, wow, y'all, wow. But you know what? When you look at it and you break it up and you don't like overwhelm yourself with this big behind number, it gets a little better. But as y'all can see, I learned my lesson. I'm paying for my master's out of pocket because now that I'm old enough and I realize money and loans and owing people and interest, that this is not okay. That is why I'm paying for my master's out of pocket. And yes,
And guys, I've done multiple article reviews and stuff on best financial advice for women when it comes to your student loans, or when it comes to this and when it comes to that. And a lot of it is just common sense that all of us guys know. A lot of it is just common sense. So there's this weird disconnect between modern women and common sense when it comes to finance. Angel, where do you think that a disconnect comes from?
I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. I've been trying to figure this out for the longest time, and I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's like self-delusion or I don't know. Maybe looking into social media. I don't know. Growing up, I don't know. I don't know. It could be. I don't know. I can't really. For me personally, I don't know. But to me, it shouldn't have to get to this point though, because now it's like, by the time they get some quote unquote type of common sense, it's already too late though. She already dug herself a hole. She's gonna be stuck there for the rest of her natural life. She's not gonna be able to get out of that.
Yep. Pat, what do you think? Where is the disconnect between common sense and money when it comes to modern women?
I don't know. I just looking for shiny things, I suppose. I guess there's some status that comes with it, for whatever that's worth. But
well, I covered that article. I have an engineering degree, so I'm an engineer no matter what.
And
it doesn't matter what I'm doing.
Thing you should do, right? I'm 23 years old. I'm like half y'all's age, but the school system constantly told us, you got to go to school. You got to go to school. You're not going to make any money otherwise. So that's what most people did.
Yeah.
And I got to be honest, it took me a long time to figure out the value of money and how hard it is to make $1. I wouldn't have understood had I ever signed those lines. So I have a tiny bit of sympathy, but I can't have the sympathy when I know that these people are like living on their student loans. They're not working a job when they're going to school.
So let me tell you the whole sympathy thing. Okay. I'm gonna give you some. I'm gonna give it to you real right now. And Pat, I'm gonna tell you exactly what my dad told AJ and I when we were young. You are gonna have to live the journey of a man, my friend. And the journey of a man is you turn 16, you get a job, and you're gonna work until you're dead.
Absolutely.
Right? Hopefully, along the way, you get a highly valued skill, a highly valued trade, a highly valued education. You get some money, and you get enough money to be able to give yourself a good life and a wife and children if you so choose, right? So success is mandatory for a man, but optional for a woman. Okay?
I concur.
Women, women buy properties. Women get degrees as more of a status symbol than the actual practicality of it. Collins in the house, always good to see you, my friend. Example, there are I think there's like 200,000 more women that own single women that own homes than single men. And why is that? Because when a man buys a house, he's like, you know what? It's time for me to settle down. I could put a wife and kids in this house. Women will not let a man move into her house, and if she does, it's her house, not yours. A man will let a woman nest in her house. All of a sudden, she moved all of his stuff into the basement, and he has a man cave in his own house. Women will never let a guy do that. Women buy things, get degrees for a lot of the wrong reasons. Women will pay $170,000 for a certificate that shows a piece of paper that shows them that they do not need a man.
Seems like it.
Yep. So yeah, man, I'm telling you, that is a difference. And another thing, men are protectors and providers. That's what we're here for.
We take on responsibilities too.
Yep.
You know, if the roof starts leaking, we got to fix that sort of thing.
Yep. I always say when men win, everyone wins, and when women win, they win for themselves. If you hear anyone else say that, I coined that on Pearl's channel. When men win, everyone wins. When women win, they win for themselves. There are one of the reasons why the housing market is so messed up in a lot of things is a lot of professional women. They get
double the competition now, or double the buyers.
They get new cars, they get houses, and they're successful. They've crossed all this stuff off their list. And if they were men, they would marry some young woman, you know, like 25, 26, 27, 28, and have a couple of kids. But these women will not marry a guy that's less than them and take care of that man and a family for the long term. They just won't do it. That's why I can't stand that we've deified women giving birth so much. It's like nothing a man can do could ever compare to a woman giving birth. All the inventions will come up, all the modern conveniences, the comfortable life that men have provided for women. But women give birth. They can give birth. And like more women are giving birth less. And when they are,
I see them complaining about having to work 40 hours a week, paying bills and all this stuff. And I'm like, well, it seems kind of like feminism was just y'all shooting yourself in the foot. Now you're realizing it.
Yep. Because if anyone says anything to that Battlefoot, you say, look, most of us, 80% of us work 9 to 5s. Only 20% are freaking entrepreneurs. So you're going to have a boss. You're going to do what somebody's saying. Would you rather do what your husband says, who cares about you and married you and gave you the best commitment a guy can give to a woman, or some dude that you don't know?
Even when you're the boss, you still got to listen to the customer when he starts complaining at you. You know
exactly. And then I really feel bad for all the women who have female bosses. You know that 50% of women say they'd rather work for a male boss than a female boss, and there's this thing called Queen Bee syndrome. Queen Bee syndrome is where a woman clawed her way up the ranks, and now she's going to make it difficult for every other woman that comes up. Most women you meet, the worst experience they've had with a boss is another woman.
Say they want to be treated like the boys, but you don't want to be treated like the boys, believe me.
Yep. You don't want any of this at all. Yep. Matt Alonso just came in with the that whole situation's messed up, man. That guy. Why did he guys know that Russell Simmons had freaking allegations and he ran to Bali. He's still in Bali right now. He's been in Bali for 40. Hold on. Russell Simmons, Bali.
Well, unless if Bali has an extradition treaty with the United States, I guess he's okay then.
So
yeah.
He's been living in Bali when did he run there? But he ran there like a year or two ago, and he ain't coming back. So first I do I think that Diddy did all the stuff that he people say he did? Yes, but a lot of guys do that type of stuff. Like that's why they call it Holly weird, guys. Come on now. Let's finish the video out.
Some could say, oh, why am I going back to school and paying out of pocket when I could be paying on my loans and waiting to go back to school later? Like Dave Ramsey would definitely probably say I shouldn't be doing that, but we are humans. I would like to have kids sometime soon. I do not want to be heavily in school when I have kids. I want to be able to focus my time on my kids. I always said that I would want to be done. If I went back to school, I'd want to be done or finishing up before I had kids. I do not want to go back and regret not going back to school sooner. I'm young. I'm only 2 years out of school, so it's not like it's been that long. It's easier for me to snap back into school. School's only going to be about a year and a half, almost 2 years. So it just seemed like a smart thing to do. So later down the road, if I want to change my job and I don't want to work in the hospital anymore and I want to do something that's more time flexible for me to be home and be with the kids and family and stuff like that, that's what I want for my future. So
there it is, guys. There it freaking is. This is going to be another woman who has a degree in STEM medical who's not going to be using it once she has kids.
Nope.
So you racked up all this debt to get something that you want to leave behind. And she's going to tell her man, I'm still a nurse. I'm a nurse. I'm a nurse. I'm a nurse. Another spot that could have been taken up by a person who's going to actually be a nurse. A lot of women get these degrees and marketable degrees that are worth something and then choose not to use them. Men, we'll take whatever profession we're in and we'll work it until we're dead in the ground.
Kind of makes sense for a nurse, though.
What do you mean?
Take care of people. It's like that motherly instinct.
Yeah, but you can be a nurse and a mom too. But she literally said that
kids need their mom, and a nurse is a pretty heavy job.
Yeah. But once again, what's she getting all this debt for? She should have made this decision when she was 23 years old, 24 years old. If you want to have a job where you can be flexible and freaking take care of your kids, you don't need a nursing degree to do that. It's literally a masturbatory exercise at that point. All you're doing is jerking yourself off if you have a degree that you're not going to use. And she's going to have to take a pay cut. Like this whole, I'm telling you, man, guys, when we get a degree and we get into a freaking industry, we work there until we're dead. No ifs, ands, or buts. And one more thing, guys. How did put this in the chat, which I think. How did women glorify working? You guys know that the Occupational Safety and Hazards Administration only became a thing in 1972. Up until the 80s, we were at 85% manufacturing and agricultural economy. Now we're a 77% services economy. So 77% of people sit in an air-conditioned office to make money. And all of a sudden, women, we want to come out and work, and we wanted this, we wanted that. In the 40s, 50s, and 60s, back when you could have one income that could raise a family, most men worked in manufacturing, agriculture, long, hard hours. Suburbs were built around manufacturing.
I worked in manufacturing. I think what happened is communication got a lot better. So we ended up being able to talk to each other more. And that's when it started taking off, women going into the workforce. Because I think it was like back during suffrage, it was like most women didn't actually want to go to work. And as time marched on and people started being able to talk to each other across longer distances in a shorter amount of time, I suppose that idea started getting out there and they started coming into the workforce.
Shoot, I don't want to work. If I could have $5 million in the bank and no job, that would be my dream job right there. I just don't understand it. You see articles about stay-at-home wives, and like, oh yeah, my husband gets the privilege of going out to go work. I'm gonna say this right now, guys. Nothing is more stressful than the pressure of being a man and having to support your family all by yourself. Nothing worse. Mothers at home have so much pressure. Yeah, and another thing. Housewives will have their husband come home and then help with the kids and stuff, so the husband can help the wife with her work at home, but then she can't go to the work and help him with his. There, in my opinion,
I've seen that.
If you have a stay-at-home wife, there should be a separation of duties because she can't come to work and help you with her problems. Your participation in the roles in the house should be limited, especially if you paid the cost to be the boss. If you guys are living a comfortable lifestyle where, based upon your income, you shouldn't have to be staying up late nights with the baby. You shouldn't have to be changing diapers. You shouldn't have to be doing any of that.
So I work for a small business, and I'm their machine tech. I can keep all their machines running, but I ain't never seen somebody work like the owner works. That dude is a crackhead. He'll be up there at 4 a.m. till midnight.
Yep.
Trying to keep that business on the ground, keeping it going.
Yep.
And he has a stay-at-home wife, 2 beautiful kids. But I'll tell you, man, I don't know if I want to be that guy.
I have a friend.
Sounds nice in theory.
I met in undergrad, and he had a business administration degree and an MBA, and he's like upper middle management, at one of the big casinos in Vegas. And so he met his wife in college. They got married out of college. They have 4 boys, right? He just hit 40 because his wife is. I think she was a nurse for a little bit, but then she stayed home to take care of the kids. And then they have their family support too. But he had a heart attack. 40 years old. 40 years old. Heart attack. That's what being the sole provider does to you. And that's why women don't want to do it. Successful women, they don't want to be that person. They have all the resources available, but they don't want to do it because they know how hard it is. But then when men do it, you see articles like, housewives should be paid $140,000 a year based upon their labor. Fuck out of here. Come on now. Okay, let's finish this up.
That is a little bit of what's in my brain and what's going on in my brain. So if you followed me on Instagram, you saw that my goal was to put $300 towards Sallie Mae this month, which is going to target this loan because, like I said, they're in deferment, so they're not asking me for money, but that interest is still racking up regardless. So on loan A, my goal was to put $300 to that. I'm going to tell you what we're going to do today because I'm not playing. I'm not playing with these loans, okay? Y'all are going to see me like working very hard, very, very hard. So $5,850.07. This is how much we're going to pay. $13. Like, no. $130. No, we're going to pay $1,300 because if you've been following on my journey, you know that I got a discount for my fall and my spring semester. I was already going to put money towards this, and then I have a little bit of extra money that I'm putting towards this. So we are about to pay $1,300, $1,300 to loan A because we're not playing. We're not playing with debt. So I'm going to hit confirm. First, let me make sure it's coming out the right account because it's definitely not. There we go. Now it is.
Another case of women want extra credit for just regular things. So you're paying off your debt early. So what? Like, what's going on here?
$1,300. Submit payment proof. On 11/21, we just paid $1,300. So I just want to say, you guys are definitely going to be holding me accountable. You guys are going to be here along for the ride.
Anyway, well, I'm gonna have to follow up on her channel and see if she actually got this paid off here, because okay, so she left the budget community. Did she pay off her loans? Cash stuffing. Let me see. Bible Basket. I'll have to look and see if she actually got it done because I admire her for even you know that over 40% of women don't even budget.
Wow.
Don't even know how much money's coming in and out. Well, anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up because we're coming in on 2 hours, 30 minutes. Angel, what do you think about women who get these high-priced degrees and don't use them? What do you think?
As soon as if you're dating one, you find out that she's doing that, just say excuse me, and just get up and leave, and that's it. Just walk away because what it is that they're going by their feelings. They don't know what they're doing. It's a combination of both, and that just brings added chaos to them. And on top of that, all that depth that they're bringing with them, no good, no good. Avoid them like the plague if you have to.
Yep, I agree. Paddlefoot, first off, I have a couple of questions for you. When do you think is a good time to talk to a woman about her debt?
Oh, I don't really know. Never really considered it. Maybe like second or third date.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
To be honest.
Yep.
I agree.
Well,
you don't want to talk about money right off the bat. That's kind of like not cool.
But they're going to ask you about how much money you make, though.
That's true. If that comes up, then maybe I'd ask them how much debt they're in. Let's see if we can parlay a little,
Yeah.
Yep. Ask them how many kids they have and how much debt they have.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
Paddlefoot, you don't have any kids, do you?
No kids here.
Bro.
I'd like to one day, but not yet.
Bro, like no single moms, man. Don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
No
Stay away
single,
from
the
it.
worst thing you can do. The worst thing you can do is take care of another man's kid like a simp. Don't do it, man. There are too many women. And Angel, tell if you could follow up on the statement, please do. Single mothers will give you the best nay you ever got. They will freaking ride you like nobody's business, man. And they're easy too. First night, second night, because a lot of them don't know when they're going to be able to get a babysitter again. So they will hop on you on the first night. Am I right, Angel? Right?
Okay. Yeah.
Bro.
But you gotta be careful, though. You gotta be careful. That's a trap, also, though. They could be just using that as a lure to try to get you in closer, though. And next thing you know,
mothers are the easiest to pull.
Yep. And the most important thing about single mothers, if they had someone's kid, they'll have yours too. Watch out. But yeah,
to me, it just shows a commitment issue.
To me, it just shows that you're dumb. That you picked the poo. Who is it? It's Chad Chattington, Tyrone Thunderstroke, freaking, Ray Robinson, and then Gavin, the starving musician. But yeah, what do you think about these women that get these degrees but don't use them? What do you think?
I think it shows that there has to be quite a fair amount of consequences before they will sit down and assess something. So, I don't know. It kind of scares me about their decision-making process. I know you've said that before.
Yep. 100%.
That's about what I think.
All right, you guys, I'm going to wrap this up. Make sure to check out some of my newest videos on my channel. And thank you for all the new people coming in. And I had a freaking sinus infection for like the past, I didn't know sinus infections last like 1 to 3 months. Guys, I had, I finally got some antibiotics and like a steroid shot for it, but I was freaking, my video production kind of fell behind the wayside because guys, I had like the worst sinus infection of my entire life. All this pressure up, above my eyebrows and behind my eyes and behind my nose and stuff every day. I was like, yikes. So I'm finally on the mend from that. So I'll get back to the point where I'm posting at least a video a day, maybe 2, and then and posting more crime files videos. But the last month and a half, man, it was just brutal. It's awful. So anyway, thank you for being here, Angel. I appreciate it. Paddlefoot, you young guys are killing it, man. You guys are minding your own business, finding your own way, and like Don't be afraid to freaking get that passport, man.
That's all we can do.
Yep. MGTOW passports are 2024. Matt Alonso, 8-Bit Banger, Steve M, Whiteout, Reggie Gamer, Colin, Conquering Wander, Carlos X. Who else was in here? Oh yeah, Pyro, band from the Republic of Palau, Oliver Kenneth. Thanks for being on the show today. All of you guys, thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. I'm going live next Sunday and maybe Wednesday. Wednesdays I might have a Crime Files Extraordinaire where I literally find a bunch of crime files, women's stories, and we just talk about them for 2 hours. I'll see how many good ones I can find. But thanks for being here tonight, you guys, and I'll catch you on AJ's stream a little later on because I think that he's going live tonight. So, but all right, guys, I will talk to you next week. Okay.
All right then. Have a good night, everyone.
Have a good one.